bring in Matt Malone, who's not a Prattville guy, but I got to know Matt when I was the head coach at McGill. Matt was offense coordinator at MGM. Did an outstanding job, really gave them a chance to be successful in a program that had not been successful. Man, I just really was impressed by him, got to know him at a few clinics, different things. And he was always a guy, regardless of where I was going to try to get him on my staff.
Want to work with him, that's great.
So I had the opportunity, man, and he said, sure, I'd love to, come on. And, man, he's done an outstanding job. Smart, sharp, does a really good job. As far as new guys, we've also brought in, we got a chance to bring in Termaine Todd. Termaine Todd had been here at Prattville before, brings an energy and edge, man, to us that we really need, our program really needed. And I'll say this, we've come in and we've got there were some guys that stayed and done an outstanding job, man. They've really done an outstanding job. If you look at the offense side of the ball, James Strickland does our running backs, does a great job, man. And those guys were hungry for success.
Some would argue he's the best-looking coach that you have, too. It was just him that argues that, though.
Yeah,
I thought it was close by.
That's probably a true statement right there. Jason Brown, man, is the guy that do anything you ask, does a great job.
Fella.
Gene Cherizal, man, what an outstanding coach, man. Sharp, relates to it well with the kids, but knows his stuff, really good and cares about kids, man. That's what you need. Jess Smith.
Yeah.
Ryan Wilson's another guy that does a lot of things behind the scenes that nobody knows, man, puts a lot of time in. And I don't want to leave anybody else. Eddie Brown, man, does a great job with the kids. You look at Kevin Hall. Kevin Hall is a quiet guy. He's our head baseball coach, but is a good coach, just knows how to coach people. And then we got some ninth grade guys that have done a great job. Danny Rise over our equipment does our head ninth grade. And you got Wendell Jackson, man, that's helped out. And we brought in, some Todd Thayer, Matt Hicks. I mean, I go on. There's a bunch of guys. I thought I wouldn't just list them all, just because it's just names, but it takes all to run a successful program.
Right. And you named it, man. You nailed it. You got some good ones. And I love what you said a minute ago about I think you're referring to JB, but he brings some qualities to the table that Caleb Ross doesn't have, and that is a fantastic it's a mark of a leader to be willing to say, hey, this guy does something I don't, and I trust him to go do that.
That's right.
That's what you got to do. That's fantastic. All right. Well, I believe we're about ready to go back to another break, so we're gonna leave you for just a few minutes. If you're listening on the radio, we're glad to have you, or if you're joining us via Prattville Alive YouTube page, we're the Coach Caleb Ross Show. If you're close by, we're at Los Mayas Restaurant right here in Prattville, right next to Winn-Dixie. So stop by and see us. We've got quite a gathering that's joined us of Prattville Lion fans. So get on down here. Thank you for listening to us also on Dixie Country 100.1.
Man, Chip, finally, we got an E-Z-GO dealer.
Man, it's officially true. Prattville has it all.
Yeah, and it's not some just old fly-by-night operation or some dude selling golf carts under a shade tree. It's the real deal. Prattville Outdoors is a family business with 5 decades of service.
Let's go for a test drive.
That's a good idea.
Hey, man, I'm
Come
driving.
on. Why should you drive? I'm the voice, you're the sidekick.
Come see our new E-Z-GOs and all the other great outdoor stuff. Highway 82, west of Highway 14.
Give me some U.S. farm-raised catfish. Give me some U.S. farm-raised catfish.
I only use U.S. farm-raised catfish.
We've been selling U.S. farm-raised catfish since 1978.
They do have a choice for a good, wholesome, safe fish. We know it's a good product.
Ask for U.S. farm-raised catfish, only the finest, freshest, tastiest. You can taste the difference.
From our farm to your table, your family deserves the best. U.S. farm-raised catfish.
You never know who will be tonight's most valuable player, but you could be tomorrow's most valuable picker. That's because you can discover your next bargain at Prattville Pickers. It's the region's largest collection of everything unique. It's a treasure hunter's paradise and a collector's dream come true. Don't scrimmage through rummage. Go to Prattville Pickers for the best selection of everything unique. Cheer loud tonight for the game's most valuable player. And you can be the most valuable picker this weekend at Prattville Pickers on Highway 82 across from the Prattville Country Club. Don't throw away your money, especially on replacement auto parts. In most cases, aftermarket parts are just as good and a heck of a lot cheaper than factory parts. D&J Auto Parts in Prattville is all hooked up with Auto Plus, a nationwide leader in the automotive aftermarket. Don't you dare go to another parts store before checking the great prices at D&J Auto Plus, 175 Highway 82 Bypass in Prattville.
Man, Chip, finally, we got an E-Z-GO dealer.
Man, it's officially true. Prattville has it all.
Yeah, and it's not some just old fly-by-night operation or some dude selling golf carts under a shade tree. It's the real deal. Prattville Outdoors is a family business with 5 decades of service.
Let's go for a test drive.
That's a good idea.
Hey, man, I'm
come
driving.
on. Why should you drive? I'm the voice, you're the sidekick.
Come see our new E-Z-GOs and all the other great outdoor stuff. Highway 82, west of Highway 14.
To Winn-Dixie. Before we get back to Coach Ross, I want to thank some of our sponsors, Billy Lynham, Auto Save Tire and Auto, Brubaker, Chrysler Dodge, and Buffalo Rock Pepsi. Thank you guys for jumping on. I was having a conversation with some of the radio folks earlier. They were so excited about all the sponsors who jumped on this year and really gotten behind the Lions and come in to support, and we're so thankful for all of them. Coach, in the break, we decided, or we thought it'd be really relevant. We were talking about the staff. How about the administration at the school and the support you're receiving from those guys?
I mean, it's been really incredible to me, and that's one of those things. You know, obviously to be successful, you got to have good players, you got to have good coaches. But to me, if you want to go win at the championships, you got to have support from administration.
Sure.
And I'll say this, man, just being able to be Brock Dunn, principal, has been fantastic. And going through the whole interview process, there were just a few questions that obviously they're going to ask you a bunch of questions, but there's questions you have to ask.
Yeah, you're
them,
interviewing them to a degree.
There's no doubt, and especially when we were at a good place in Opelika, so it was like, hey, but just getting the answers on things, and man, he's one of those, Coach, hey, football is important. It is. It's important at Prattville High School. It's important in our community. We're going to do everything in our power to give you the things that we need to be successful. And so far, man, from hiring coaches to just everything that we've asked for within their power, they've done outstanding. And I knew being an assistant here, it was 8 years ago, but there's still some of the same administration, still some of the same teachers, so you know them. That helped out a ton.
Right.
Got this summer, and Lyman Woofton, who did the hiring, was doing kind of stepped in as interim AD when during the coaching search. Did a fantastic job as an outstanding administrator and has a great future in this. He decided to go be a principal at Marbury. It's a chance for him to move up in his career. Then he created a new opportunity for us to hire and bring back Martin Jackson as our athletic director. And not only is he a personal friend, man, he's a guy that's also from Prattville.
Yeah.
Was a coach at Prattville, played sports at Prattville. Man, understands this community more than anybody. And, man, he has been fantastic to work with. So you got to help from administration or this things. It's amazing how they can make your job a lot easier or more difficult. And just, man, understanding the importance of athletics in the school and the importance of football in a place like Prattville in this community. Man, that's been outstanding.
That's fantastic. Now, I know you've garnered a lot of support from administration, but there's another organization that I believe is another right hand to you, that quarterback club. Tell us a little bit about them, the support. I understand that there's quite a few people coming out looking to help too.
Man, and that's what me and our quarterback club president, Eric Kramer, we were talking about, that just the amount of support that has been better this year and just getting people out. And me and him early on back in the first weeks or two of me being here of just some of the challenges that we had and man, tackling on it. And what people don't understand, those guys put in a lot of time. They have day jobs. There ain't no doubt. they got to actually support their families. And these guys, man, sacrifice sometimes to do those things, to go do. And there's so much that goes into running the football program that people will never know.
I'm sure.
Don't ever know. And these guys make it happen behind the scenes. And I'm super appreciative of all the parents. And I could sit there and list them all, but man, they do such a good job. And man, I'm just very thankful because these guys are volunteering their time.
Right.
They don't have to do this, but they're invested in their kids and they're invested in this community. And I'm very appreciative of that.
Now, and maybe I have a false understanding, but I believe I've been informed that you even have people getting involved with the QB club that don't have kids in the program. They just want to help out the program.
We do. We got a few people. That's true. We do. I mean, it's just man, people want to be involved. They want to know. I guess the older I'm getting, I realize that, man, it ain't about me. It's about community. It's about people.
Hello.
So
I couldn't agree
more.
more.
And there's a lot of people just in general that want to help out, man. They want to be involved. They want to make their community a better place to live. They understand the vehicle, what football is to, and what it can do, especially in a place like Prattville.
Yeah, and I want to play off the word you use there, community, and we do. We're the preferred community, or at least that's what the sign says.
That's right.
But I've come to love Prattville. It's a fantastic place. I was so excited. Last Thursday night was a little function called Meet the Lions. I had an engagement that kept me from being there at the very beginning, so I arrived about 1/4 into the scrimmage that was going on. And as I pulled up to the stadium, I almost couldn't. Well, I couldn't. I had to park like down by the Doster Center. It felt like Friday night. I got to the stadium. I look up in the stands, and buddy, it was pretty full. To the new coach of the Lions, how does that make you feel to see the community coming out like that?
Well, it's what I thought Prattville was,
right?
You know, and because you'd heard the stories, hey, coach, man, the community may not support it anymore. I knew if there's a new product and people are excited, people will come out and support it. I mean, it was that way when I played in '96. It was that way when I coached here as an assistant, and I anticipated it to be that way. Now, they expect you to go perform, expect you to win. I tell you this, we knew the Meet the Lions in previous years had been more of a kind of a pep rally, a meet and greet, wave your hand. I want to do something a little different. I want to bring something that gives some people to come out and build some excitement. The other thing to us is I needed it from just a coaching standpoint. I wanted to get our kids under the lights.
Yeah. Let them get a taste
just
of
the
it.
environment, but also too, it's a different feel when a receiver catching a ball under the lights than it is during the daytime, or a guy returning a kickoff. All those things are different at nighttime, and we had to have it's one of those things. Thank goodness we did it, because you do a dry run of headsets and sideline control and pregame warm up, all the things that got to be coordinated, and then you just make checklists of things that. And you had people come up, man, that looks smooth, Coach. Y'all had it always good. And I was like, man, you don't know. There's things that we had to get fixed and stuff. But that's why you do those. You got to make a dry run. That way you know, hey, all right, this has got areas got to get better. To me, that's why we did the scrimmage. You're right. At one point, I looked up in the stands. I was like, man, goodness. And probably shouldn't admit this, but even had administration come up and said, hey, we probably should have had security here tonight. But I was like, I didn't even know it would be this amount of people show up, you know. But it was a great event, and it showed to me how people do. They are interested. Man, they do care about Prattville football, and they're very curious. I get it. They want to see what is Prattville going to be about. And the only probably for me we didn't do a whole lot from an offense and defense standpoint, because it was an open scrimmage. You don't know what opponents were going to be there watching.
A lot of eyeballs.
But so we try to keep it pretty vanilla. But our kids, I want to get our kids in that environment, and I thought we had a great night.
I agree, man. And like you said, just the community coming out, I thought that was such a fantastic thing. It was great to see them. You spoke of getting that kind of dress rehearsal. What are some things that pleased you last Thursday night that you thought, hey, this is maybe a little bit better, this area is a little bit better than I thought?
Well, this is just a non-football thing, and probably nobody's going to get excited about this, but from a coaching standpoint, it's the first time we did a pregame meal, okay? It's the first time we did a true pregame warm-up.
Yeah.
Right? And I thought our kids handled it really well, man. They went from – and we walked through stuff before we went down there, but they went from drill to drill. They were where they're supposed to be. I thought those things went really well. From a scrimmage standpoint, there were some things. I thought our defense had a really good night. And we know we got our defensive lines going to be probably of our strength. I mean, there's some of those guys they're pretty hard to handle. So I thought some receivers made some plays on the edge. I thought there was a lot of good positives.
Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I walked. I was over hanging out with the defensive guys for a minute towards the end, and I had about 5 of them tell me that each of them had 6 sacks. I think they might have been exaggerating a little bit.
Slightly.
No, sorry to interrupt you, but keep telling us more about what you saw, what you liked.
Same thing, and I thought we did some good things in our kicking game, some things we had to work on. But overall, we didn't do anything the other night so much that we hadn't already been practicing or working on. So there's some areas that shine that I knew would shine. You know what I mean? I figured so. But I just thought overall from the environment of getting our kids in front of it. But the other thing, too, we did get the 7th grade up there. We got the 8th grade. We got our freshmen. We introduced the cheerleaders. The band got to perform. Man, from a whole program in general. What a great night.
Yeah.
And here's the thing,
it was a victory.
That's right. You look at the numbers. When I heard, man, the coach, they only had 38, 39 kids in the 8th grade last year, and there's 60 kids that coming out for freshman football. And the numbers were low. In the 7th grade last year. Well, now those numbers are increased by 20, 25. And just getting the excitement back for Prattville football. And that's the things you got to do, man. You got to people got to want to play. And,
right.
and man, I thought we did. We achieved that goal.
That's fantastic. And I feel like we're going backwards a little bit, but you haven't been on the job a couple of weeks, and I ran into you at the intermediate school last year. What were you talking to those guys about towards the end of the school year?
Like I said, man, how do you build your program? Man, you do it from the bottom up, inside out. So, man, we went to the elementary schools, went to the intermediate, down to the junior high, and just, man, put time in down there. And it's one of those things that you wish you could put more time. You just got to be so many places so many times, unfortunately. But, man, we went down there and, like I said, just going to events. And, man, it's one of those things, I've got to be here, and I got to go speak to this group. People want to hear. They want to get excited. They want to know that, hey, man, this is private football is going to be fun. It's going to be we're going to be successful. So, and getting those kids excited, and, man, this is a big deal. And so that's, to me, what you do. And we're not, we're making progress to that goal, but, man, we want more. I mean, and good news is, since school started back, I've had coaches, Coach, I've had 20, 25 kids come up and say, Coach, I'm coming out in football. I'm coming out in January, Coach. I'm coming out in January. I'm going to come back. That's what you want to hear. Right. Now, half of them may not show. You don't know, but you're getting the numbers back and excitement back.
Well, and that's it. It's my friend Mo. He doesn't always come around, but he's here right now, and you're doing stuff to keep him here, Mr. Momentum. So,
that's right.
So that's exciting stuff. Well, listen, fans, we're going to take another break. We thank you so much for joining us so far tonight. It's been a joy catching up with Coach Caleb Ross, and we'll get a little bit more when we come back. We want to thank you for joining us on Prattville Live YouTube channel, and also thanks tonight for listening to us on Dixie Country 100.1. We'll be right back.
I could have built a drugstore anywhere in Montgomery, but it was this neighborhood that needed it. When I moved here, it was thriving. I want to see it that way again. Riverbank made borrowing the money easy when other banks didn't. It's nice when people care enough to make sure you have what you need. That's how I treat my customers, and that's how the folks at Riverbank treat me.
All schools and nonprofits qualify for fundraising fun at Launch Trampoline Park in Prattville. Check out the party packages at launchprattville.com and on Facebook. Dunk like a pro and raise money for your church or school. The ultimate, the extreme, Launch Trampoline. Go to launchprattville.com and find out about toddler time on Wednesday and Saturday, Launch Fitness on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and the biggest blacklight party ever, Launch Ignite, every Friday night. The ultimate, the extreme, Launch Trampoline.
I'm the neighbor with the orange tractor. I mow, I grow, and care for this place I call home. I'm always on the move, getting work done, because I want to be the best version of me. Right now, get a Kubota L-Series tractor and take advantage of low-rate, long-term financing. This is why I do it. Kubota.
See the Bates family, Jared, Barbara, or Mickey at Clinton Tractor.
I'm the neighbor with the orange tractor. I mow, I grow, and care for this place I call home. I'm always on the move, getting work done, because I want to be the best version of me. Right now, get a Kubota L-Series tractor and take advantage of low-rate, long-term financing. This is why I do it. Kubota.
See the Bates family, Jared, Barbara, or Mickey at Clinton Tractor.
Why would you spend $50 grand on a truck and then go to Big Box City to get a $10 fog light? Get rugged, dependable, and still affordable truck accessories at the River Region's leader, Blue Ox Outfitters on Cobbs Ford Road. The hottest selling name brand truck accessories, all-terrain tires and rims, plus professional installation. Blue Ox Outfitters, the strength that drives the legend. 2480 Cobbs Ford Road, I-65, exit 179.
In 1934, Steak and Shake decided the world didn't need another hamburger. It needed a steak burger, so they used 100% beef. Quick seared to seal in the flavor you'll only get from a steak burger. Steak and Shake, home of the original steak burger.
New at Steak and Shake, 24 meals under $4. With handcrafted steak burgers, all beef steak franks, and fresh guacamole made from scratch. Get 24 meals for under $4. New at Steak and Shake.
sponsors that make this show possible tonight. Los Mayas Restaurant, by the way. They've been pretty good to us, giving us some pretty doggone good food. So thank you to those guys. They have bent over backwards with hospitality to take care of us tonight and treat us, man, top notch, top notch. Well, Coach, let's get down to business, man. Tomorrow night marks the official beginning of a new season. There's another group of Lions coming into town, the Foley Lions. Talk a little bit about the game, maybe what fans can expect coming out, what you're hoping to see tomorrow night.
You know, you got another proud program in Foley High School coming. You know, they've got a lot of tradition themselves. If you look at some of the players that come out of that program, just even recent as Julio Jones, DJ Fluker.
I've heard of him.
Just a little bit, and then even go back but most people know this name, Kenny Stabler. I mean,
the Snake, right?
Man, it's another proud program. It's another community that really supports football, just like they do here in Prattville. They expect their kids to win and perform well. So you got another, and so the kids understand that. And to me, if you got a place that's got tradition, those schools usually, they play, and they play hard. They're going to play hard for 4 quarters.
Yes, sir.
Now, here recently, they hadn't been as successful. They've been very similar to Prattville and probably not as many wins as they have won in the last couple of years. What's kind of unique, you don't know a whole lot about them. I know who the head coach is really well. He's a friend of mine, does a really good job. They're going to be extremely well coached. I do know that. They're going to have good schemes. The kids are going to play discipline. You do know those things. I do know the defensive coordinator. Apparently, he was the guy that was at Carver last year. We actually competed against him when I was the head coach at Opelika.
Yeah.
He does an outstanding job, man. They play good defense. I mean, I remember the game last year at Opelika when he was running the defense at Carver, and man, they gave us fits. So, you know, the kids are going to be prepared from a personnel standpoint. They're kind of like us. They lost a few, but they also got some guys returning in certain areas. So, I mean, it's one of those things you don't really know what you're going to expect from your opponent. You do know that they're going to come play and they're going to play hard. Now, from us,
there's no tape on this one.
That's it. And here's the good news about this for us. We always talk about with our kids. So, is that it doesn't matter who the opponent is. We go. It's about us.
Right.
Now, we obviously got to have a scheme and we got to be prepared for what the opponent does. But it's about how we prepare. It's about how we go compete, our mindset, our focus, man. Are we going to go execute? Are we going to handle the moment, handle the crowd, handle the situations, play? I mean, all the football cliches, don't turn the ball over, be great in third down, all those things we got to go perform and do well. That's what I want to go see. I believe our boys are going to go compete. People ask, Coach, what do you expect out of your kids' first game? We're going to go compete.
Yes.
They'll be excited. They're going to go play hard. It's just an expectation that we're not going to accept you playing nothing but your best.
Yeah.
And I hope you'll see that Friday night.
Yeah, fans, and I've been able to watch a little bit of practice, and I can verify everything you're talking about because I watch you every day that I'm out there in practice, telling those guys, we got to compete. You think you're tired now? What are you going to do in the fourth quarter? You got to come ready. You got to come ready. I love what Coach Saban said in the training camp series that they have on ESPN right now. He's talking about imposing our will. We want to do what we want to do. I'm sure that's the mindset going into tomorrow night. Our Prattville Lions want to. You want to set the tone. You want to go do what you want to do tomorrow night. Correct?
Yeah. I mean, you don't want to be anybody to and you don't want your opponent to outplay you,
right?
Or to play, I guess, like a better word, play harder than you. I mean, and in those things, I don't think you're going to see them. And our kids are going to go compete, and we have pushed them. I'll say this: I mean, we push them. We push them in practice. We demand it.
Yes.
To me, that's the only way I know how to do it is just, hey, I'm not going to accept you not giving your best. And we demand this from you and keep putting them. And granted, end of the day, man, we understand they're kids and they're volunteering their time too, man. They're doing, and I always tell them every day they are special because they're choosing a game that, man, it's a tough commitment to play the game of football. It is. It's a different type of sport. But to me, there's a reason why it's one of the most watched sports in the world. I mean, people love it. It's and they're special because they're choosing to do something. In my mind, there's a lot of other things they could do in their life. They could go play video games. They could go hang out with friends. But no, they're choosing to play a sport that's not easy. And that, man, I love them for it. And it doesn't matter if they're a starter, a guy that plays, doesn't play, a kid's committing his time to be a part of something, man. To me, that is special. And it just makes you glad that you chose this profession to, as your career or whatever. So.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. Take us through game day. Tomorrow, I know it starts early for you guys. What's tomorrow going to look like through the day? Obviously, there's school involved in there too.
No, that's right. We start early, 7 o'clock in the morning. We have a prayer breakfast. So, what we kind of good and unique tradition here in Prattville.
Yeah.
Their local churches will decide to feed the kids. Man, it's really good. They feed them a breakfast. Kids need a good breakfast. Our kids will be there. We'll get a good devotional from that. Then we go to school, and I think immediately about 8:20, 8:30, we have a pep rally tomorrow. And I've already heard big plans about the pep rally.
I've heard about that from my
and
daughter.
I'll say this, man, the pep rally is, man, our kids are excited, but the pep rally is for the students and for everybody. And our kids, it's about the game, but, you know, man, we're not going to be any hula hoop contest or anything like that. And our kids are going to go. But you understand that stuff's important, man.
Yeah.
These people are
School
doing
pride.
this for you, man. They're going to be excited. So we're looking forward to that. It's going to be a really fun, neat deal. I've seen some of the things they're planning on doing tomorrow. Then it's class, you know, for the kids. They got to go and be a student.
Yes.
That's part of it.
That's job number one.
This ain't NFL.
Yeah.
I mean, they got to go get their grades and get educated. That's more important than anything else. And so that's for them. You know, for me, for the rest of the day, you know me, there's a lot of things, little things I tidy up. Most of the coaching is done by Friday. If you're having to coach hard on Friday, you're probably in trouble. You know what I mean? But we tidy up little things. I'll actually go out and visit some supporters of ours tomorrow and do some things like that. About 1:30, 2 o'clock, that switch starts to flip for me. You know what I mean? I start getting more in that game mode. And then when the bell rings, kids come to pregame meal. We get a pregame meal. Then we'll come out. We got meetings. We got walkthroughs. We do a special teams check. We'll go on the field, do another walkthrough. We'll watch our highlight. Then we're on the bus. And then when you get down to the stadium, man, it's time to go.
It's game time.
It's time to start preparing, getting our pregame warm-up routine and rolling.
Now, and briefly, let's talk just a little bit about these guys have worked so hard. Tomorrow night's the first game. I know you want them to unleash everything they have, but at the same time, you want them to hold back a little bit, not come out without giving away too much. What are you going to tell them before that first game?
Well, I mean, here's the deal. They know it's the first game.
Right.
They know it's a new head coach. They've heard all across town. Their mamas are talking about it. Their daddies are talking about it. Their brothers are talking about it. Everybody will say, Coach, you're going to have them really excited for that first game? Or you don't want them excited for that second game? So I guess my point of saying that is that I just want them to go worry about what they got to do.
Do the job, yeah.
Just go do your job. Okay, it's already a big moment. I don't have to remind them of that.
Right.
To me, all I'm going to do is put more pressure on them that's necessary. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is the same thing we did when we played for 2 state championships, played in big ball games. I don't have to go set the stage in the moment for them. They already know how big the moment is. To me, I got to normalize it. I got to slow it down.
Almost bring them down a little.
Understand that, guys, you're going out playing the game and you're having fun. Go do it, and just think about what you got to do. Don't worry about the score. Don't worry about. Let the fans, everybody, let mom and daddy worry about the score. You worry about what you got to do. The score will take care of itself. And that's so true. And it's what's helped us all the years that we've had success.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I think we're ready to go to one more break. We're gonna check out for just a few moments. So we thank you again for joining us. We're gonna be right back, but we thank you for joining us tonight. We're at Los Mayas Restaurant in Prattville, Alabama. If you're anywhere nearby, we've had quite a lion following show up and join us. So please come on by and join the party. If you're watching us on the YouTube channel with Prattville Alive, thanks for being with us. And then also we want to thank all of you listening out on the radio at Dixie Country 100.1. We'll be right back with the Coach Caleb Ross Show.
Man, Chip, finally, we got an easy-go dealer.
Man, it's officially true. Prattville has it all.
Yeah, and it's not some just old fly-by-night operation or some dude selling golf carts under a shade tree. It's the real deal. Prattville Outdoors is a family business with 5 decades of service.
Let's go for a test drive.
That's a good idea.
Hey, man, I'm driving.
Why should you drive? I'm the voice. You're the sidekick.
Come see our new Easy Goes and all the other great outdoor stuff. Highway 82, west of Highway 14.
Give me some U.S. farm-raised catfish. Give me some U.S. farm-raised catfish.
I only use U.S. farm-raised catfish.
We've been selling U.S. farm-raised catfish since 1978.
They do have a choice for a good, wholesome, safe fish. We know it's a good product.
Ask for U.S. farm-raised catfish, only the finest, freshest, tastiest. You can taste the difference.
From our farm to your table, your family deserves the best. U.S. farm-raised catfish.
You never know who will be tonight's most valuable player, but you could be tomorrow's most valuable picker. That's because you can discover your next bargain at Prattville Pickers. It's the region's largest collection of everything unique. It's a treasure hunter's paradise and a collector's dream come true. Don't scrimmage through rummage. Go to Prattville Pickers for the best selection of everything unique. Cheer loud tonight for the game's most valuable player, and you can be the most valuable picker this weekend at Prattville Pickers on Highway 82 across from the Prattville Country Club. Don't throw away your money, especially on replacement auto parts. In most cases, aftermarket parts are just as good and a heck of a lot cheaper than factory parts. D&J Auto Parts in Prattville is all hooked up with Auto Plus, a nationwide leader in the automotive aftermarket. Don't you dare go to another parts store before checking the great prices at D&J Auto Plus, 175 Highway 82 Bypass in Prattville.
Man, Chip, finally, we got an easy-go dealer.
Man, it's officially true. Prattville has it all.
Yeah, and it's not some just old fly-by-night operation or some dude selling golf carts under a shade tree. It's the real deal. Prattville Outdoors is a family business with 5 decades of service.
Let's go for a test drive.
That's a good idea.
Hey, man, I'm driving.
Why should you drive? I'm the voice. You're the sidekick.
Come see our new Easy Goes and all the other great outdoor stuff. Highway 82, west of Highway 14.
I could have built a drugstore anywhere in Montgomery, but it was this neighborhood that needed it. When I moved here, it was thriving. I want to see it that way again. Riverbank made borrowing the money easy when other banks didn't. It's nice when people care enough to make sure you have what you need. That's how I treat my customers, and that's how the folks at Riverbank treat me.
All schools and nonprofits qualify for fundraising fun at Launch Trampoline Park in Prattville. Check out the party packages at launchprattville.com and on Facebook. Dunk like a pro and raise money for your church or school. The ultimate, the extreme, Launch Trampoline. Go to launchprattville.com and find out about toddler time on Wednesday and Saturday. Launch Fitness on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday.
And Friday night broadcast, Mr. Chip Powell. Mr. Chip Powell, welcome to the broadcast.
Hey, man, it's good to be here.
Yeah.
I appreciate y'all letting me come up here. I was going to get something to eat, but y'all ate it all.
Well, that's the way we roll.
But I appreciate y'all thinking about me.
Yeah, of course.
But no, I wanted to just throw in a few things a little bit about Caleb. And first of all, I don't know if I can say this on the radio.
Look,
maybe I shouldn't do it.
It's okay to ask forgiveness.
I won't go there. I was going to talk about your mother-in-law, but anyway. So, anyway. But now Caleb's dad played for my father back in the 60s. Glenn Ross played for my dad when he was coach here, and so it's pretty neat to see a full circle come back around and see Caleb come back here and start his debut here tomorrow night. It's hard to believe that it's upon us this quick, especially when you don't go out to practice at all. I hadn't seen any practice, and I apologize to Caleb about that. I may not know what's going on.
He was talking about you
tomorrow
right before.
night, but
yeah.
But you know, it's a lot easier to stay in the office and sell insurance and investments than coach and be out there on the practice field.
Right.
You know. But I'm excited about it. I hear a lot of good things from the community. You know, a lot of people. My office is kind of like the old barbershop in the Andy Griffith Show. People come by and talk.
Your whole office is a water cooler.
Yeah, talk about football and whatever's going on. But we're all excited, you know.
Sure.
And when I say that, I'm talking about the community, the people outside of the school system and outside of the coaching staff and players, parents and stuff. And I mean, I got a lot of people say we want to come Friday night and see what this new Prattville team is going to look like, and you know, it's going to be. It's just neat to know that we're that close to the season, and again, all excited about it, and can't wait to see it.
No doubt. Now, I want to ask you, Chip, while we got you on the air, the broadcast is going to be a little bit different this year. We got some new elements coming in. Tell us a little bit about what's happening this year with the Friday night broadcast team.
Well, the expert on that is Stacia Mills, as you know.
The Millser, yes, sir, most definitely.
Mike Reynolds has done just an awesome job.
Yeah.
Just
he's a legend in radio.
With so much stuff and all the people that are sponsoring it. You know, I think that's what Mike found out when he came to Prattville, was how easy it was for people to get on board with the program. And man, there are so many folks that call me and ask me, hey, what do we need to do to support the radio or whatever we need to do for the broadcast. And of course, we got some new folks in. I don't know how they're going to do. I mean, we got a city councilman coming on board.
You never know what you're going to get there.
Marcus Jackson.
Right.
I mean, I don't know what don't know what we were thinking, but he's coming on board now. We're looking forward to Marcus coming and I think he's going to do the halftime show. And DeJuan Walker.
I was going to ask who's tomorrow night's guest.
Yeah, man, what a great guy. Guy's been around Prattville football and South Alabama, UAB, and a very knowledgeable guy. He's a former defensive back, so he's got to be a good guy.
You know something about being a defensive back?
But anyway, I got a chance to talk to some of the other coaches today for the first time. Matt Malone, offensive coordinator, and there's a little family history there too.
I thought he was a player the first time I met him. Brother looks young.
He told me he was a player, but not a football player. One of those that goes out on Friday nights.
Don't hate the player, hate the game kind of player, right? Okay.
But no, there's a little family history there too. His dad and grew up across the street from me.
Okay.
And his parents, his grandmother. Was a teacher here for a long time. Jeanette Malone and a lot of folks that been through school had her, and so it's neat to have all these guys coming back, and it's good to see Matt coming, and of course J.B. Wallace, man.
Yeah, that's a Prattville name.
Man, when Caleb got here and he threw that name out there, that may be J.B. coming back, man. I'm telling you, that was. I don't know if Caleb knows, but that may have been bigger news than Caleb coming in.
Now, look, for those of you who aren't watching on the YouTube channel, Caleb is agreeing right now with that statement.
No, but we're real excited about JB, and I had a chance to talk to him today, and he's excited about his defense. And then I couldn't believe that Coach Malone gave me the first 15 plays that we're going to play. We're going to build offense.
Okay.
And I got one guy down in Foley. I know that he'll probably pay some good money to me to pass that along. So
I heard you drew some of the plays up, but they're actually defensive, so I don't know. Right. That's going to confuse the offensive guys.
I'm excited to see Matt and what he's going to bring offensively. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know a lot about it. I know Caleb wanted him to come here, so that means a lot. But JB, I know what we're going to do there. We're going to be in a base 3-4 with a lot of multiple fronts, and you're going to see that front really aggressive. Those three guys up front are going to be your keys, a
lot of strength and a lot of pride in those young men.
And you got some experience in the secondary coming back that I think is going to be really, really good. And again, I'm kind of going from last year. I hadn't had an opportunity to see them. I wasn't even able to make the scrimmage the other night, but I'm excited about those. The secondary can play. They got some man coverage. They got some multiple coverage they can do, mixing up their zones. And I think that's the biggest thing JB's going to bring is just excitement to the defense, a lot of different coverages.
Yeah.
You got those linebackers going to read and react to the ball, and you got some hybrid guys that are kind of linebackers that can move back back down on the defensive line to get more people on the front. So it's going to be exciting. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, and we've got a couple more minutes left, Chip. If a fan's coming out to the stadium, I know you want them to listen to you on the radio because it's going to sound better that way, but if they come down to the stadium, man, what kind of environment do you expect to see tomorrow? I know you didn't go last week.
First thing I hear is DJ Haynes.
Yes.
And, of course, I request all 80s music. But
right, but he doesn't answer.
Kids don't like that, so we're going to go with DJ Haynes' music and what the kids like. But
it's a party every Friday night.
Hey, I do want to say this because I saw it. Stacy put it on Prattville Live, our band, and how awesome they are. And I saw the little concert they did at the scrimmage.
Fantastic. They were excellent.
Man, everything was from my era, man. Toto, they played Africa, Kansas.
So what you're telling us, you're going to be singing along tomorrow night?
I'm glad Mark is doing halftime so I can watch the band. I'm excited about that.
We're going to leave your mic hot while that's going on just in case.
And that's one thing we don't talk about as much, but the band is so huge, man. It's a momentum thing when they get going.
Oh, they get into the game, man.
And the cheerleaders as well. But I really am partial to the band, man, because my sisters all played in the band in high school and college, and so I was always made to watch it, but I don't have to watch it made to anymore. But anyway, pretty excited about the
It's going to be
too.
fun. Fans, if you're listening tonight, I want to invite you, if you weren't already planning, come down to Stanley Jensen Stadium tomorrow night. Check out what the Caleb Ross era is about. You're not going to be disappointed. I think they're going to put an excellent product on the field. It's going to be a rocking stadium, a great party. We want to thank everybody who's been listening tonight. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you if you've been with us on Prattville Alive YouTube or Dixie Country 100.1. We're about to turn it on over to Hey Coach. Thanks for being with us tonight.
We good, KK? All right, you too. Thank you.